In this video, we're going to calculate a chi-test of independence, and that's one where we want to see if two variables are dependent or independent of one another. And I've completely made this up. Let's pretend I surveyed 279 people, and I asked them what their favorite color was and if they would describe themselves as Republican, Democrat, or Independent. And I was interested to see if your color preference had anything to do with your party line. Now, obviously, this is totally made up, but we're just going to go with it for now. So let's say I want to see if favorite color and party line are dependent or independent. Well, any kind of chi-square test you want to do, goodness of fit, or independence, anytime a chi-square test we want to do, we have to compare actual values to expected values. Now, to find expected values when you have what's called a pivot table like this is kind of a pain in the neck, so I need you to kind of pay attention as we go here. So the first thing you want to do to get your expected frequencies here is you want to figure out what your interior of your table is, and that would be everything except for your totals. So the interior of my table is 3 by 3 because I have 3 different colors and 3 different party lines. So I'm going to go to somewhere else on my cells and highlight, if I can get it to highlight, pardon me, highlight, come on now, a 3 by 3 block of cells. When I highlight that 3 by 3 block of cells, I'm going to come up here to this bar. I'm going to hit equals, and then I'm going to highlight the row totals. Hit, and again, this is the totals, okay? Hit times, which on my keyboard is Shift 8, but basically the little asterisk wherever you can find it. Then I'm going to highlight the column totals, except for the corner. Notice I did not highlight the corner. Then hit the division sign, that's the thing below the question mark on your keyboard, and then hit the total right here. And here's the important part. Before I do anything else, I have everything highlighted, it's all typed in. I'm going to hit Control Shift Enter. And then everything pops up. You have to hit Control Shift Enter. If you get a little too fast and you hit Enter, you have to start all over again. Okay, so let me show you that one more time. I'm going to delete this just to show you one more time. So I have 3 by 3 in the interior of my table, so I'm going to highlight a 3 by 3 block of cells. And then come up to the formula bar, hit equals, row totals times column totals divided by corner total, Control Shift Enter, and those are your expected values right there. Now I can do a chi-square test. So I'm going to come up here, formula bar, pick chi-test. It's right at the top because I've used it recently. My actual range is the interior of my table up here. Again, you don't highlight the totals when you do this. My expected range is all these crazy decimals right here. Hit OK. I get a chi-square test of 0.015. Well, that's surprising because I totally made this up. So if I were doing this for a real test, my H sub O would be that color preference and party line are independent, and H1, color preference and party are dependent. We got a p-value of 0.01. We compare that to 0.05. Since p is less than 0.05, we can reject H sub 0 and support the claim H1, which states that color preference and party are dependent. And there you go.